Hi friends, welcome to example 3. Here we're going to be finding the value of x. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm looking at any of the theorems or postulates that I can use to identify just the relationship between these. Looking at this, I can see that 3x and 48, so 3x, 3 times x degrees and 48 degrees, both of these form a linear pair. So I know that if I add these two together, 3x plus 48, I'm going to get 180 degrees. So going through and solving this, I know that 3x plus 48 is equal to 180. So then to solve, I need to subtract 48 from both sides. So I get 3x equals 180 minus 48. It's going to be 132. Yep, 132. Now I divide both sides by 3, and I put my calculator away. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. 44. So I know that x is equal to 44. Now, it's not equal to 44 degrees because we already have the degree symbol there, so be careful that you don't add degrees. For number 11, one of the things to note is that 6x minus 2 is in parentheses, and then this 7x. So these are two angles that are adjacent to one another. So because they are adjacent, I know that these sum up to be 180 degrees. So 6x minus 2 plus 7x is going to be equal to 180. Combine like terms, so 6x and 7x is 13x. Minus 2 is 180. Add 2 on both sides. So I get 13x equals 182. Divide by 13. And I get x equals 182 divided by 13, 14. So x equals 14. Again, you're not putting degrees because the degree symbol is already in the picture or diagram. The next one, number 12, this one, these are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So I have 8x equals 80. Divide by 8 on both sides, and I get x equals 10. And then also for 14, those are also vertical angles. They're also congruent, so I can set them equal to each other. So I have 9x plus 7 equals 5x plus 67. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and subtract the coefficient with the variable that's the smaller one. So I'm going to subtract 5x on both sides. That gives me 4x plus 7 equals 67. Subtract 7 on both sides, and I get 4x equals, move my camera, 4x equals 60. Divide by 4, and I get x equals 15. There's example 3. Because of the shortness of the time on that video, I'm actually going to continue on with example 4. Pause if you need to. So this is find the value of variables and the measure of each angle in the diagram. So for this one, you're looking for the matching x and y parts. So notice that this and this, these two are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent, so I know that I can set them equal to each other and then solve. So 13x plus 9 is equal to 15x minus 1. So again, getting rid of the smaller of the two coefficients with variables. So I have 9 equals 2x minus 1. Add 1, add 1. So I get 10 equals 2x. Divide by 2, and I get 5 equals x, or x equals 5. Now to actually get the values of these angles, I'm going to have to plug them back in. So if I plug 5 in, just see which one looks the easiest to plug back into. So if I plug 5 back into this one here, I'm going to pick this one. If I plug 5 into that one, so that's going to give me 15. Let's use a different color. That way you can see these here. So 15 times 5 minus 1. 15 times 5, 75, I think. Yes. 75 minus 1, 74. So I know that this is 74 degrees, and because vertical angles are congruent, that's also 74 degrees. Now I can do the same thing with this one and say that these two are congruent and then go from there. Or you can also take 74 degrees and add it up with this to get the value of this side. Looking at these two, instead of choosing this one here, I'm actually going to choose this angle down here when I add them. And the reason is because this has less stuff to worry about. So knowing all of the different tools that you have available to you is super important in deciding which path to go. So 4y plus 2 plus 74 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So combined like terms, 4y plus 76 equals 180, minus 76 on both sides, minus 76, minus 76. So that gives me 4y equals, so 180 minus 76, 104, divide by 4, and I get y equals 26. Okay. And because y equals 26, now I can plug that back into this one here to find the value. So I can take 4y So I can take 4 times 26 plus 2. 4 times 26 is 104. 104 plus 2 is 106, which I should know because these two should add up to be 180. So I could have just done 74 degrees plus this unknown is equal to 180 degrees. I'm going to box everything that you need. So we need to know each of the measures of the angles. We also needed to know what x and y are. So x is here, and then y is here. Similarly, same thing with this one as well. Notice that these two y's are adjacent. To avoid having a mix-up of variables, I need to actually use the same variable if I'm combining it. So this one, even though I know that vertical angles are congruent, it doesn't help me yet. I need to use the same variables. So if you have the variables that are the same across from each other, use vertical angles. If you have variables that are the same next to each other, you want to use the linear pair theorem. So for this one, I'm going to take 2y plus 25 plus 2y minus 30 and set that equal to 180 degrees. Combine like terms, so 2y and 2y is 4y, and then 25 minus 30 is going to be a negative 5, equals 180, add 5 on both sides, and we get 4y. Oh, I did not do that right. Oh no, let's go back to here. I missed bringing down that parentheses, and that's why I was getting the wrong answer. So going back here, let's go ahead and put that parenthesis back in. Okay. Now jumping back, distribute the 2 first. So you have 2y plus 50 plus 2y minus 30 equals 180. I knew I was getting the wrong answer. 2y plus 2y is 4y, and then 50 minus 30 is plus 20. There we go. Equals 180. Go ahead and subtract 20 from both sides. You get 4y equals 160. Divide by 4. So 160 divided by 4 is 40, so y equals 40. So because y equals 40, that's going to give me the values of these two, and then I can use vertical angles to then find the measurements of those as well. So if I use y equaling 40 to help me with finding the measurements of these angles, then I can do 2 times 40 minus 30, so that's going to be 80 minus 30, so that's 50, so this one's 50 degrees. And then similarly, 2 times 40, 2 times 40 plus, make sure we get this right, 40 plus 25, there we go. 40 plus 25 is 65, so 2 times 65 is 130. So this is 130 degrees. I know then that this is also 130 degrees, and this is also 50 degrees. So I have everything I need except for x. I need to find what the measure of x is. So to find what the measure of x is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set 13x equal to 130 degrees. Because this is 130 degrees, I know that 13x must equal that. If I divide by 13 on both sides, I get x equals 10. Now, there was a lot of ways to do this problem. You could have done a different path, This was the path that I chose because I felt like it would be the easiest given all the scenarios. Again, you may have gone a different path, and as long as you show all the necessary work and we get the same answer, you're good to go. Have a wonderful day.